I was driving here, and I noticed that there were a lot of people out for walks. Everywhere I looked, there were people just walking, not walking to get somewhere, but they had on exercise-type clothes, and it looked like they were just walking for no reason, for the fun of it, just out walking. Then I looked, and I saw all these people on bicycles, just riding, helmets on, biker clothes. Even as I was turning in, I had to be careful because 3 of them rode right when I wanted to turn, and they wouldn't have been riding anymore, so I had to just stop. I'm like, wow, this is the bike riding, this walking this place I've ever seen. Everywhere I looked, there was somebody enjoying the freedom that this world can afford to you, the freedom that this country can afford. Even in this city, having bicycle lanes where you can just ride and be careful. It's catered towards that. And you could see on their faces, they just enjoy being able to be out in nature. My wife, she does this when I am gone, and I do not mind. She tells couples that have small children, I will keep your children for the weekend. Hallelujah. Amen. She does it when I travel. One Sabbath, she did it. One weekend, I was actually there. And she said, David, I want to take a nap. And she left me with these kids. I didn't know what to do. I only had one in my life. I didn't know what to do with 3 of them. No, there were 4 of them. And they were all, woo! I was so glad she was gone. I think I helped her. But she's there at the house. One of our friends is pregnant. She's going to have the baby on Monday. They're going to, take it. And so my wife said, why don't I keep your 6-year-old and your 2-year-old so you can have a weekend with your husband? That's less stress. She said, David, what do you think I should do? I said, you should do it. I'm going to be in Utah. You should do it. I encouraged her to on the phone. She said, pray for me. Dear God, give her the strength. And I heard the baby in there. She said, I'll take you potty. Do you have to go potty? No. Like I'm in Utah. Thank you, Jesus. But in my house, there are 3 of us that live there. David Jr. is at Monterey Bay Academy, so he's away. There are 4 of us, I'm sorry. Connie is there, I'm there, or at least that's the rumor. And my cat is there all the time. My cat, his name is Sly. Sly is a black cat. Sly, he was the runt of his litter when we were looking at cats. And they wouldn't let him nurse and all that, so my wife said he was getting picked on like Rudolph the reindeer, they wouldn't let him play in the reindeer games. So we decided that was our cat, because he fit our life. And now Sly runs the house. If you are on Facebook and you are a friend of mine, you will see the pastor is one of my Facebook friends, and he said he has seen Sly. I have 197 pictures of my cat on Facebook. I love my cat. He sleeps in the bed with me. He follows me everywhere I go. He enjoys the freedom to walk around in my house. There is nowhere he cannot go. If you don't believe it, just ask him. He'll tell you. Meow. Now, Sly, when these children come, my wife thinks that he might bite one of them, because they may touch him in the wrong way, or he may scratch them, especially when they're asleep. So Sly, who gets to enjoy all the freedom of the world, in the house, everything. Last night, Sly was in the laundry. That's what I said. I said, you're not going to bite him? She said, you're in Utah. She locked my cat with his food and his litter He had the garage and the laundry room to walk. His freedom was curtailed. It was almost as if Sly was in prison. And he sat at the door. I heard him on the telephone all the way here. And all he was saying was, "Why are you doing this to me?" I could understand what his meow meant. "Why are you leaving me in here?" Away from everything. Trapped in the laundry. And when she let him out this morning, I could hear over the phone, meow, meow, meow. Which meant freedom. They're going to Sabbath school and church. I can walk around once more. I could sense that in him. There is a story in the Bible about a man who could not necessarily enjoy the freedom of riding bicycles in Utah or walking just because. He felt like Sly did last night. John the Baptist. John the Baptist is one of my favorite biblical people because of what his life stood for. I can imagine that as we look in this text, John is in prison. There's a little hole for him to look out and see things, but he's in prison. He has chains around his ankle to make sure he doesn't he can't get away. There's a chain holding him to the wall. And as his mind wanders of the times gone by, it dawns on him, I am in prison. It's cold in that prison. It's dark in that prison. They throw food down there to him, not gently like, "Here, John, eat," but they drop it and sometimes it falls off the plate. And the food isn't necessarily what he wants to eat. John isn't alone in prison, although he's the only one in that cell. There are rodents in that prison. Rats that are debating with him and fighting over him for the food. John is in prison. When you're in prison like that, you can't just get up and utilize the facilities when nature calls. Because he was chained to the wall in this dark, damp place. Whenever he had to go, he just went. So he's in a dark place, a damp place, a rat-infested place, a stink place. Unable to do what he once did. I think his mind wandered to the story that his mother and father told him of the miracle of his birth. They were both older in years. She was past childbearing years, yet she became pregnant. Dad didn't necessarily believe it, and the angel said, "You won't talk again until this baby is born." And so he was silent for a long time. Maybe